What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to another article look over reaction type video, and today we are going to be reacting to Bleacher Report's 2017 draft night grades for every pick. So I think this will be interesting because we kind of know by now who from the 2017 draft class is good, who is solid, who's okay, and who's kind of going towards that B word. If you guys want to see maybe another draft class like 2016, 15, 14, even if you want to see 18 or 19, let me know and I will react to that and see what some people said. So this is by Adam Frommel. Shout out to him of Bleacher Report. I will leave the link to the article in the description below. So yeah, this was the draft class where it had Markelle Fultz at number 1, Lonzo Ball at number 2, Tatum at 3, Josh Jackson at 4, Fox at 5. You know the rest. So let's get into this. With the first pick, the Sixers, Markelle Fultz. At this time, I thought this was the no-brainer pick. I think a lot of people knew or thought that this was the number 1 pick, and it should have been the number 1 pick. The Sixers kind of needed a point guard. They didn't realize how bad of a shooter Simmons would be as their point guard. They didn't even probably know at this time that he would be a point guard in the NBA. So they needed a point guard. In hindsight, obviously, Donovan Mitchell or Jason Tatum would have been fantastic here. Would have been an amazing pick, and they would arguably be. They might have won the East last year if they made one of those picks, but it is what it is. So if he gives them an A for this, I'm not going to be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he gives them an A+. Obviously, looking back on this grade, probably a D, because they ended up trading him for a protected first-round pick that I think that they won't get it currently. I think it needed to be where it's top 20 protected, and I think they might get it, or I think that the Thunder have the 21st pick, so maybe they will get it. And they also got Jonathan Simmons, so they really gave up Fultz for kind of nothing, the number 1 overall pick from just 1 year prior. So an A+ on draft night, I think I would have given it an A. I didn't really think that there was a sure number 1 pick in this draft. That's why I would never give it really an A+. But I was a guy that was like, yeah, Markelle Fultz should go here, and I guess for me, he was the sure pick for me. And I think a lot of people had him as the sure pick, because everybody comes up with a sure pick, but I don't think there was that like transcending talent like a Zion Williamson or like a Andrew Wiggins at the draft or Anthony Davis. So yeah, that was an A. He gave that an A+. Looking back on it, obviously you wouldn't do that. So Lonzo Ball at 2. I really didn't like Lonzo coming out of college. I thought he would be around an average point guard in the NBA, maybe a little bit better. And you might be like, all right, you kind of got that right, but I also kind of like Dennis Smith Jr. a little bit more, and Lonzo Ball is a way better player than Dennis Smith Jr., so I can't take credit for that. So at draft night, I thought it was too high to draft Lonzo at 2. I think I really liked either Fox or Josh. I like Josh Jackson a little bit too. So let's see what he gives a grade. Actually, no, it wasn't Josh Jackson because they had Ingram at the time. I forgot who I thought. I think it was, maybe it was Lonzo that I thought they would draft. I forgot what my mock draft was then. I don't really keep that up to date. But he gave it an A, and they ended up trading him just 2 years later. Obviously, he was a nice piece in the Anthony Davis deal. But looking back, these top 2 picks, not really an A+ and an A grade. So yeah, the first 2 picks weren't looking too good, obviously, from the 2017 draft looking back. So imagine he gives this grade like a C. That would be funny. But yeah, I actually like Tatum over Jackson in this draft, because I watched a lot of Tatum, because that year I really wasn't watching like a bunch of college basketball, only like the top prospects, but I was still a big UNC fan at that time, so I watched a lot of Duke games, and I really liked what Jason Tatum could do. So he ended up going 3. Obviously, this is one of the best picks from that draft. You could say it was the best pick in the draft. He's the best player. Obviously, he's up there with Mitchell and John Collins and De'Aaron Fox, but he's looking like he might be the best player from that draft. Him and Mitchell are going to be a fun race. So let's see what he gives that grade. A B. Okay, so I guess he really didn't like that pick. Maybe he liked Josh Jackson more, and that's why maybe they'll get a better grade. I'm not going to read it because maybe he'll say it in there. That maybe they should have took Josh Jackson. But hey, you traded down, got a lot better of a player, and got a draft pick. So it's not looking too good on these draft night grades. That's why you aren't supposed to overreact and make these articles and give grades right away. So Suns at 4. Please don't give this an A or a B+. God damn it. Come on, man. I'm rooting for you. Because these are so hard to do. So I want you to get one right. Because it's impressive if you can predict one right on the night they got drafted for the rest of their career. Imagine you predicted that, I don't know, that Markelle Fultz was a C on draft night. You would look like a genius. But obviously, if you say an A, you're not going to look like a genius. And this man is 0 for 4 so far. All right. All right. Maybe, okay, so it's not that bad. It's just the first 4, even though they're supposed to be the more sure picks. So, all right. So we gave this an A. Josh Jackson, it's kind of the B word. It's kind of the B word. So, yeah, my man's is 0 for 4 currently. Come on. Tell me you like De'Aaron Fox. Tell me you liked Fox. Tell me you did. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, he gave it an A-. He actually gave this grade a better one than the Jason Tatum one. Okay, let's go. We got one right. Good job. good job. So, I guess he's predicting that he would be a good player. So there we go. So this man is pretty much 1 for 5 so far. He missed on the first 4, but he got 1 right. Good for him. And yeah, I guess they had Ty Lawson and Collison at that time. But hey, Fox had a pretty bad rookie year, so you might be like, after the first year you react to this, maybe video you might be like, oh, A's too high. It should have been a C. But no, he's looking like one of the better point guards in the NBA. So he was an A-. Isaac at 6. It's like after year 1, maybe a C plus after year 2. But after this year, or what we saw from him this year before he got hurt, it's looking like this grade might be a B plus. So let's see what he gives him. I'm going to say it was a low B, high C. Okay, he gave it a B plus. All right, shout out to this guy. That is another good grade. Take some time with some of these guys. They're not going to be good right away. Like every sport, it takes time for some of these guys to develop. So Isaac, he gave him a B plus. That is cool. So yeah, he got the first 4 wrong, but he's bounced back and he's hit an A- here, and he's hit a B plus. Bulls at 7. This was from the Jimmy Butler trade where they picked up Larry Markkinen, and he gives it a C. Wow, he didn't really like the pick whatsoever. So after his first 2 years in the NBA, you might be like, what are you doing? This should be a B plus, A plus, or a minus A. But after this year, he had a really poor 3rd year. So I'm not going to say he was a C. He's like a C player so far. He's nowhere near the B word. I think he's good. I wouldn't say he's been a great player, but he's been a good player, and I think he's getting better, and I just hate the Boylan system he's in so much. So yeah, he gives it a C. It's kind of hard to think where you are on Markkinen right now because he had a really bad year this year. He was hurt, and he just really wasn't shooting it that well sometimes. So he gave it a C. All right, like Austin something, I forgot. I think he went to Baylor. I met him when I was in California for that Yahoo Fantasy draft a couple years ago. He was in it. So Frank Ntilikina, let's see, did he like this pick? A B plus. Okay, so Frank Ntilikina has been a good defender in the NBA, but that's about it. His shooting, it's been okay this year, but he's looking like he's not going to be a double-digit point scorer in the NBA. It's not looking like he can control an offense. He is a good, he's a solid rebounder. He's a good defender. He's an okay ball handler. I wouldn't say he's bad there. If his defense can get you a B plus, his defense is an A. No doubt about that, but his offense is probably a D plus. So in the middle, you'd probably give it to a C. A C plus is Ntilikina. And yeah, he actually was higher than Ntilikina. Wow. They just have to be patient. If they are, this could be a home run. Okay, so he said that. It was a risky pick, and you know what? The Knicks really haven't been giving Ntilikina all that love. They played Jared Jack over him his rookie year. They played Emmanuel Mudiay over him his sophomore year, and they're playing Elfrid Payton over him the 3rd year. The Knicks suck at managing and progressing their players. Can't you tell? So yeah, he gave that a B plus. Dennis Smith Jr. at 9. After his rookie year, you probably would have been like, all right, this should have been a B plus, maybe an A minus, but after this year, maybe an F. Maybe an F. He gives it an A plus. Wow, so he loved him. I liked him too coming out of college a lot. He honestly wasn't a bad player in Dallas. Maybe he wasn't going to be a ceiling raiser, top 2 player in a championship team player, but I think he could have been a 3rd or 4th best player in a championship team after his rookie year, like looking at his progression. And honestly, when he went to the Knicks, he wasn't that bad. But this year has been so bad. I mean, it's just coaching. It's the team around him. It's just not been good whatsoever. So he gives us an A plus. Obviously, looking back on it, it's a little bit high, but yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. after his rookie year looked really good, and it has not looked good after his 2nd year, or his 3rd year, excuse me. I didn't mean to say his 2nd year before. So he gave that an A plus. Zach Collins, I thought this was a little bit of a reach at the time, but I would say, honestly, Zach Collins has definitely been a top 15 player from this draft, maybe towards the end, but definitely top 15 player. He gave this a B plus, and yeah, I'm only going to kind of go through the first round on this, but yeah, he gave it a B plus. Honestly, he's been probably around a B player so far, so a good job there, fairly close. Okay, did he like the Malik Monk pick? He did. All right, Malik Monk's probably been a D plus to a C minus. He probably could get moved in the offseason, and he probably won't be a Hornet after next year unless he breaks out, which it could happen. It definitely could happen, but with guards like Rozier and Graham, and who knows, in a guard-heavy draft, they might draft another one. His time in Charlotte might be over. B plus. Yeah, a lot of people thought, wow, he fell, but maybe that was for a reason. And yeah, the 2 guards that went after him, Luke Kennard, and then you know the other one. But let's see what he gave Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard an A minus. Okay, after his first year, people were like, okay, is he that good? Can he shoot at the NBA level, or can he play at the NBA level? Shooting obviously translates. But these last 2 years, he's been improving each year. He did get hurt this year. It looked like the Suns might trade for him. He's been definitely a good player. A minus. If we're gonna go into player grades, yeah, I mean that he fell to them for that value. Yeah, sure. If we're going down to like the 11th pick now, or excuse me, the 12th pick, that's good value to getting Luke Kennard at 12. But the pick after him, which makes it look worse, is Donovan Mitchell. Oh, wait. Let's see what he gives Donovan Mitchell. Okay. Okay. Oh, damn, man. He gave it a C plus. He gave it a C+. Honestly, on draft night, I wanted the Knicks to draft Dennis Smith Jr. or Malik Monk, so I am not the one to talk, so I'm not going to crap on this guy, but C+. Obviously, looking back on this, this is an A+. This is a home run out of the park swing as you get arguably the best player in this draft at pick 13. All-NBA player. Hasn't yet, but probably will be one day. An all-star. One of the top 30 players in the NBA. That hurts. That hurts giving it a C+. All right, Bam at 14. Like some of these players, it took some time. After the first few years, you were probably like, all right, Bam Adebayo might be like the 15th best center in the NBA. Now, he's probably a top 5, top 6 center in the NBA. He could win most improved. I don't think he will, but he could. Let's see. Did he like this grade? Oh, did he like this pick? No, he didn't. He gave it a C. Oh, my mans. Oh, he has not had 2 good picks here. He gave the Mitchell a C+, and he gave the Bam a C. Okay. All right. Maybe it's because of joining Whiteside. Maybe if Whiteside wasn't there, he would have gave it a higher grade, but that hurts. Don't tell me you gave Justin Jackson a higher grade. Oh, God. He gave it an A-. He gave drafting Donovan Mitchell a C+. Or, was it a C+? Yeah, and then he gave drafting Bam a C. And then Justin Jackson the A-. As much as I wanted Justin Jackson to succeed, because I was a UNC fan, I didn't think he was going to be too good at the level, or translate to the NBA. Just thought he was a little bit slow. I didn't know how good his shooting would be, and he was a little bit older as a rookie. So yeah, A- in his defense just really isn't good. Justin Patton, please don't tell me you get a B. Okay, I mean, no, this is almost an F. This is almost an F. It didn't work out whatsoever or at all in Minnesota. DJ Wilson for the Bucks at 17 really hasn't worked out so far for the Bucks as well, and he gave this a B+. Okay, TJ Leaf, who I think is one of the worst players in the NBA. He's not like, he's close to it, but he's not the worst player in the NBA. But he's probably in the bottom 30, and he gave this grade a A-. My God, come on, man. You were doing solid. You were doing solid because you got Fox, you got Jason Tatum. You gave a good grade to Zach Collins, but also he's given solid grades to Malik Monk, Dennis Smith Jr., and given bad grades, and Frank Ntilikina, and giving bad grades to Bam Adebayo and Donovan Mitchell. So DJ Wilson gave a B+ to TJ Leaf. Oh wait, we just went over that. Okay, A-. All right. Yeah, that was just like, come on. All right, John Collins, one of the best players from this draft. Probably a top 5 player in this draft. You probably have Tatum, not in order, Tatum, Mitchell, Fox, Bam, and Collins. So let's see how this grade goes. Please don't give it a bad grade. Okay, you gave it an A. Good job. Good job. You gave it a good grade. And this is one of the steals of the draft at 19. And he's been really good in his 3rd year in the NBA. Harry Giles, he's been hurt. He gave it a B. It sucks, but he's going to kind of go to that B word just because of the injuries, and it's just, he hasn't really got a fair chance, I would say, in Sacramento, but maybe he's just not good. Terrence Ferguson, who's been solid, athletic, but nothing crazy for the Thunder, gave it a B-. All right, I think that's a fair grade, maybe in the C's, high C's. Jared Allen at 22, been a great player from this draft, a top 10 player from this draft. Let's see what he gives it. A B+. All right, that is another good grade. If you want to say he's been, I would say this would be a B, or actually, at this value, like, John Collins should have been an A+, and Jared Allen at 22, that's an A. That's an A getting this type of player at 22, or honestly, it should be an A+. There's very little starters that kind of go past 22, like good starters, and I think with that team that could contend for a championship next year, he could be their starting center, and he probably will be. 23, the Raptors took OG Anunoby. Okay, looking at this should probably be a B or higher, B+ maybe or higher. You give it an A. There we go. Okay, and he said they landed the steal of the draft. That'd probably be John Collins, maybe Kuzma at 27 or Allen, but you know what? OJ's right up there in steal of the draft, so I don't disagree. Tyler Lydon at 24, he gave this a B+. Does this mean Neil Gallinari is officially gone? Well, he did get traded to the Clippers in this offseason, I believe, or was it the one after? I think it was this offseason. But yeah, he has not been good in the NBA, and a B+ is way too high. Ajay Pasternak, who technically hasn't been really good at all in the NBA, so this should be a D. He gave it a C+. That's fair, I guess. Caleb Swanigan, people say he's one of the worst players in the NBA. He's just like uncoachable, I've heard too. B-. Okay. Kind of a similar position to Zach Collins. Kyle Kuzma, let's see what he gave this. Did he give it a bad grade? Oh, C-. You're getting a starting caliber player, an okay starting caliber player at 27. It's no C-. That should be at least a B+. At least a B+. He missed on that grade. Tony Bradley at 28, who has not been very good in the NBA. He gave it a B. Derek White, been one of the better players from this back end of this draft. So let's see what he gave Derek White. An A-. All right, there we go. That's a fair grade for that value at 29. And then another great value pick in this draft, Josh Hart at 30. Let's see what he gave this, an A. All right, so we ended off strong. I'm going to go through the second round. Any notable ones I'll cut in, but I'm not going to go through them all. He did give Jordan Bell an A+, and honestly, he was a solid player in his first 2 years for a second round pick. So, you know what? That's not terrible for that value. Yeah, he said it was a steal. Thomas Bryant at 42. He gave it a B+. All right, there we go. That is still another solid grade. Honestly, if you're getting him at 42, should be an A+, but you know, I'm not going to hate on this dude for that. B+, it's a good job. All right, Damian Dotson, who's actually been a solid player for the Knicks. And if you look at some of these other guys like Isaiah Hartenstein, Tyler Dorsey, Dwayne Bacon, they really haven't been that good in the NBA. Dotson has been pretty solid, and he gave it a D. Dylan Brooks at 45. Let's see what he gave Dylan Brooks at B. Well, at this value, at 45, this should be an A+. You know what? So I guess he kind of liked him a little bit. He's not a consistent jump shooter. Well, his shooting's been good this year, which means he'll fit perfectly with the Grizzlies. All right. He gave Sedarius Thornwell an A+. All right. I don't think that's been that good. Vlatko, a C. I don't even know who this guy is, but a B-. Monte Morris, this has been a great pick for them. Or, I mean, I've heard of this guy, but he hasn't done anything in the NBA. An A, so that's a good job there getting that pick right. Edmund Sumner, who's actually not been that bad when he's played, but a C+ I think is fair. Kadeem Allen has been okay in the NBA. C- should be a little higher. Alec Peters, he's done nothing. So a B, too high. Nigel Williams-Goss really hasn't done anything. An A, all right. Jabari Bird, not done much. Any of these guys do anything in the NBA so far? No. Okay, so that is going to wrap out the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below, and let me know anything else to react to or look over. Just tell me down there. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.